We're going to talk about stones for protection, and we're going to talk about oils for protection. We're going to do an exercise with auras.
And
sit back. Whoa.
really mean, and their eyes would go a darker color. Dark.
Oh, that's
It was
creepy.
really creepy. Welcome to the Healing Spirits Here and There podcast with Terri and Amanda, where you'll hear spiritual perspectives, weird mediumship experiences, and try intuitive and trust-building exercises for yourself. Join us every Friday. Like and subscribe to never miss a show, and let's get started. Welcome to the Healing Spirits Here and There podcast. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Terri. Welcome. Happy Friday. Today, we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about stones for protection, and we're going to talk about oils for protection. Then we're going to do an exercise with auras. And Amanda is going to start off with stones. Or sorry. You're going to start off with oils.
Yeah, I'll talk about some oils. And our backgrounds are very plain, you'll notice, and that's on purpose for the exercise we'll be doing later. So if you're like, whoa, what are you guys doing? That's why. So we want to talk about this topic too, just because there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of high emotions, and you might be going into the workplace or at home, anywhere, noticing that you're absorbing other people's crazy feelings or roller coaster emotions, and you don't want to, or maybe you're having your own, so these are things that can help with that. Terri, do you have anything to add to that before we?
No, that's perfect, because you're walking into grocery stores, the cashier's all upset, everyone's mad, they got to get home and cook dinner, or your workplace or whatever. Some people get mad at work and then they come home. So then you're like, oh God, we got to sage the house. Let's burn this oil.
Yeah. Like bring that stuff home with them. And you're like, ooh, no. Okay. So one of the first oils that's just great for cleansing an environment, great for cleansing yourself and to wear to protect from more negative energy getting to you is lemongrass. It's a very strong scent to me. It's way more intense than just lemon, but in some way it kind of smells like Fruit Loops. I swear it does. But lemongrass, it's a very strong oil for breaking up heavy negative energy. So like saging the house, lemongrass is similar, where it will cleanse the area. It's safe for cleaning with too. So if you want to keep your house just cleansed and you want to have oil you can add to your spray bottles, whatever, stick in your cleaner to wash your counters, that might be a way that you can use it too. If you do choose to wear it, just know it's a very intense smell, but it goes away rather quickly because it is a natural scent and it doesn't stay on your skin like a perfume. So it's strong, but not forever. And then I did want to read you guys a little bit about it. It's actually called the oil of cleansing. And it says it helps get rid of toxic or negative energy, despair, holding on to the past, hoarding, darkness, and spiritual blindness. And so it's a good one for a really dark place to help with that.
Well, that makes sense because you said lemongrass, because when I sage, I sometimes will go sage or mix my sage with lemongrass, not the oil, but the lemongrass. So, or lavender. So sometimes it makes perfect sense what you're saying, because and lemongrass also for protection. I have one that's braided, that's long, that goes over the door.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah. And I wasn't going to mention lavender, but honestly, lavender, you don't think of it as a protection oil, but because it's so calming to the nerves and calming to the heart, that is also one that you can wear when you're out and about or have in your home, depending on the energetic situation you're trying to help with, that is a really good one too, just to calm emotions, calm you. The other oil I was going to mention to you guys may not sound like one you would typically think of, and it's Melaleuca, which is tea tree oil.
I
And
like
this is,
milk.
yeah, it's like you think of it maybe as a cleanser, to like, because a lot of people use it to clean their home. Maybe there's a good reason for that, and they don't know because it's actually the oil of energetic boundaries. And this is oil that really kind of puts up a fight for you. Like,
Mhm.
you put it on, and it's like you have a little shield around you. It helps break codependent relationships, helps parasitic and codependent relationships, poor boundaries, being weak-willed, and just basic toxic environments. It's like it cuts a knife right through that. And so it helps you be you as an individual without being so influenced by all these other people and things in your environment. And if you're in an unhealthy relationship, whether that is a partner, a friend, a coworker, I suggest putting this oil on every day. And you take it and you just like take it and you just put it up your arm, and it goes right up to your heart. But you don't got to do that whole thing. You just go from the wrist up. And even if you don't feel the effects right now, it's something that you can do every day to help yourself and go,
Mhm.
okay, I'm building healthy boundaries right now between me and other people. And
Mhm.
this is an act that I can do every day to help myself. And eventually, I think it sets an intention for you as well as helps you energetically. And so that one, I think I did that and it really helped me. And in times when you feel like you're not sure what to do or you have nothing to do and no one to talk to, it gives you something to do where you feel like you're helping yourself. And so that oil, to me, it doesn't smell the best. To
Oh,
me, it
I was
smells
gonna
like
say I
kind of,
want to wear it. I'll just put it in a spray bottle and just mist me.
it's not a bad smell by any means, but again, the smells always go away within like, I don't know, a short period of time. I honestly wish I would last longer for most of the smells, but I
Mhm.
think it's a very powerful one that people don't really realize. And again, clean your home with it too. That's a great idea.
But I think maybe you could mix some of them, and then the smell would be
Yeah.
a little bit different. Maybe you can mix a little bit of lavender, maybe a little bit of
Mhm.
patchouli, maybe a little bit of something like 2 to 1 drops or something. I don't know. I'm not the oil mixer.
Yeah. Oh, so those are the ones kind of excuse me, hello words, cutting through the negative energy and protecting yourself. But like
Mhm.
Terry said, if you want to mix in something to kind of now bring joy to yourself, add peppermint. It's lighthearted, it's joyful, it's happy. Any citrus, wild orange, tangerine, lime,
Mm.
anything like that, add those to kind of,
Or
balance things
just
out.
lemon and not lemongrass
Yeah.
into the melaleuca.
Yeah, or just I'm just saying in general, if you take one of
Or
those, you can add something else in if want a different scent. So,
yeah,
anyways,
cool.
that's my spiel on that.
Those are the oils that we have for today.
Mhm.
That's cool. I like that, you could put them in a spray bottle, take them to work, do your home, kind of like I think that I would be misting the front door so no one leaves that crap outside. Or if, in your workplace, you have a toxic person that comes in and you work in a department, or you couldn't do it if you worked in a department store, but say you had a smaller business and they left,
Yeah.
you could just be spraying them out the door. People are thinking,
Yeah,
what
you're
is
all
she doing?
bye-bye. See
Right?
you later.
Or you could just get one of those misters that go psst, psst, every time someone leaves. Psst.
Yeah, and the other thing you guys can do is you can just smell them. You don't even have to wear it or spray it. Sorry, I'm
Mhm,
adjusting a blanket that's behind me. You can literally just take the lid off and just smell it. If you don't want to bug like if you're in a work environment where you don't want to bug others with
mhm,
smells, you don't want to
mhm.
spray it, just good.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Or
Mhm.
you could put those little things that they have on, and they have a little pad in them, and then you just put the
Mhm.
drop on it, and you could just smell yourself. That
You
works.
could. You
You've got
could.
it all covered. That works great.
Yep.
So, do we want to talk about stones now?
Sure.
Okay, so originally when we talked about this, it was that there was three stones, and then I don't know, I think I have five. So, but I tried to make them short, and even though these are stones for protection, there is a few little tidbits of information that I might have thrown in there, but the show is about protection. So, many things that they could be used for. The first one that I have come across is Smoky Quartz.
Mm.
And I use Smoky Quartz when I go sage a house. I put it on, and even in my house, I have it above the door jamb, any entrance to the house. Not all my windowsills, but if you can walk through that door, the back door, the garage door, the front door, I have these. When I sage a house, I put these up there with another stone. So, but it helps defeat negative energy and protects
Mm.
against negative influences. It's a grounding, and it helps center you. The funny thing that I noticed, which I wasn't looking for, but it kind of just came to me, was every
Mhm.
stone that I picked was a root chakra.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, I wouldn't have looked for it like that, but
Mhm.
and I've used it for the windows and the doors to keep unwanted spirits away.
Mm.
So I wear smoky quartz a lot. Um, Black tourmaline, can't get enough of this.
Mhm.
Very earthy stone, grounding. It's also comes red, pink, yellow, brown, black, green, blue, and violet. Which is really funny. I had my pink one on, my red one on, probably for the last 8, 9 months, year. But today, for whatever reason, I flipped into ruby. So I don't know what that's about.
Oh.
So I don't know what that's about. The meaning of it is grounding and protection. This one is shielding, kind of like you said,
Mm.
the Melaleuca. It's shielding or the removal of unwanted energies. If you know that you're going to go into a difficult place, or a situation, this is your yang energy. You
Mm.
can put it in your pocket. You could get a bracelet. You could get a ring. You can get earrings.
Yep.
Um, So that one was the black tourmaline. Um, I'd like to get a big statue of that for the entryway.
That would be cool. That'd
Yeah,
be really cool.
yeah. The other one is amethyst. And I don't know why when I
Mhm.
say amethyst, I went right to kind of like your lavender. I wasn't going to throw it in there. This is for protection and stress relief.
Mm.
From grief as well, if you're going, and we've been talking about grief. So that just tied it
Mhm.
right on in. So I kept it short and simple. Uh,
Mhm. And that's a very spiritual stone as well. Very
Amethyst.
like high vibe.
Yeah, that's my birthstone.
Oh,
I have a
high
lot.
vibe.
I know. I have a lot of that. Um, Tiger's Eye is another one, and it brings protection against negative energies. It helps with self worth and courage, and it's root chakra and grounding. Tiger's Eye is another one that I put above the door with the smoky quartz.
Nice.
So I do that one, and then I have two more.
Don't
Uh,
you wish you had like a some system right outside the door that just automatically saged everyone before they came in?
I told you about that psst thing, back in the day, you'd walk into the restrooms and there would be this thing and you'd go, psst, like,
It's
is
like a
someone going?
delouser, like
I got
delouses
some,
everyone before they come in, but with sage.
right. Well, we should invent one of those. Get right on that, Amanda.
Yeah, I'll do that.
We'll call it Energy Buster.
Hey, done. It's got to be a way.
This next stone is something when I did not know I was a medium. I did
Mm.
not, I just found, I knew I was psychic, but I didn't know about being empathic. And this one
Mm.
was Someone mentioned it to me, and I'm telling you, I had one on each ankle. I had one on a wrist. I was wearing it around my neck. And so I could go to the street fair, or I could go to the country fair, or whatever, because
Yeah.
seriously, at the time, I didn't know why I was getting so sick. So I needed to protect my bubble, right?
Yeah.
And I also didn't know about visually putting myself in a bubble to protect myself.
Mhm.
And and then I lost my anklet one time, and I literally cried, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's gone." And then a friend of mine told me, when you lose something, or a bracelet that you're wearing for protection, and it breaks or it's there, you kind of don't need it anymore.
It did its job.
It did its job.
Mhm.
So, but I had wore it for a long time. And so now I'm able to incorporate them. I make bracelets. So I like to take hematite and put it in with the tiger's eye and the smoky quartz and make this magnet
So
to the
are you
bracelet.
saying that hematite is the one you're talking about?
Hematite, I am. Hematite. And
Mhm.
it's grounding, protection, balances the root chakra, go figure.
Mhm.
Also helps you to stand strong, courage, and willpower.
Mhm.
Helps when you're nervous to fly, or you're nervous
Mhm.
to go into a situation. It hasn't helped me with public speaking at all, because I just think that one is so much grander in my mind.
Yeah.
So hematite, like it.
And I'm wearing my hematite earrings
Hmm.
right now. And this is a really great way, like Terry said, wearing jewelry, because I used to have so many crystals, little ones, right? And I'd be like, well, how am I going to wear this out? I'd stick them in my bra. That was uncomfortable. So, because it's so easy to get those, right? Just the little stones. Go
Right.
into the store, you can get a million little stones. So those ones are great for me around the house, but not to wear out. So getting the earrings, and then when you know you're going to go in a tough situation or somewhere where there's someone who typically bugs you or whatever,
Mhm.
do put them on before you go out. Nobody will notice. It's your
Right.
own little thing.
Right. And then
Mhm.
that's your intent when you put it on. It's just like, oh
Yeah.
no, this is part of my bubble. This is part of my protection. And that makes perfect sense. That makes
Mhm.
perfect sense.
Yeah, and like always remembering, like you're talking about the bubble, is starting before you leave the house with
Mhm.
your bubble, whatever that is, or just protective radiant light from the heavens, whatever works
Mhm.
for you, because a lot of it is intent and a lot of it is energetic, they go together. And so you doing that does create a boundary around you. And so remembering to do things like that, because the calmer you are and the happier you are, there is a ripple effect. So if you can, stand strong and not be pushed over by other people's emotions and all the chaos of the world, you do the same for others and bring them happiness and joy, and that ripples out throughout the day. So it is really important as we're trying to improve, our homes and our communities in this world overall. Your
Mhm.
happiness is so paramount, and it
Mhm.
seems like a personal journey, and it is, but it's also for the whole world.
Right. Ripple.
Mhm.
You're one of those people. You walk in the room, you just like this. Like, I'm not trying to say he's a mean person by any means, but people don't know how to take my husband.
Mm.
Like, he walks in a room and people are like, "Oh, we don't wanna go there." Now, maybe that's his bubble. Maybe that's what he
Mm.
wants. He doesn't want you in his bubble. So he's gonna stand there looking like he's mad at the world, and I'm like, "Stop it. You're scaring people." No, no one's
He
gonna come
comes
in Terry's
off
bubble because he's scaring them off, right?
he comes off as like the strong, silent type. But if you
Mhm,
talk to him, he'll
mhm.
start chit-chatting with you. But yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, or he just stands there, and this is his protection mode.
And that's true. And that really is protection.
Mhm.
It really is, and that's why we do it automatically too. That's so funny.
Yeah, but he is he's once you get to know him and open up, it's great. So it's just like kind of you go to a store, like say a stone store or something. I'm like, you go over there and
They
I'll
take
go
care of all
over
the
here.
patrons.
Your mom will say, are you okay, Les? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine.
Right? You know how we talked about human design before?
Yes.
And so there's different aura types in the human design.
Mm,
And one of them I came across is closed and repelling.
that would be him. Shh.
And I know a couple of these people who are closed and repelling. And so I thought, okay, to me, they don't come across, oh, I did something, as closed and repelling. But what they do come across is that the people they let in have to be very important to them,
Mhm, mhm,
have to
mhm.
be really trustworthy, honorable, whatever to them. And they don't have a big circle. They have a close circle of very choosy people that, or not choosy people, but people that they chose specifically. And so everybody else is okay, but you're not allowed in my bubble just because you want to. And so
Mhm.
I was like, oh, okay, it's not a bad thing. And I don't know if that is what less is or not. But I thought it was interesting that there was like a specific type of aura like that.
Mhm. No,
Closed
it
and
is.
repelling.
That's kind of him. If he lets you in, you're in. But he's really good at sensing too. You know,
Mm,
he's got like the no bullshit meter. But I think it's hilarious that in the stuff that comes out of his mouth, some people like the kids' friends would say, "Oh, is your mom and dad fighting?" And they're like, no, that's just them."
that's just our personalities.
Yeah. So, but anyways, moving right along. Oh, hella cute cup there. Little
Woohoo.
owl. So the last one, which I love the stone as well, is obsidian.
It's what?
And obsidian.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, it it's against negativity. It blocks psychic attack and absorbs negativity. Thinking about that, I don't know if I'd want to wear it and have everything absorbed into a ring like the genie in the bottle or something. But, but yes, I get it, right? Okay,
Yeah.
energies from environment
Mhm.
draws out mental stress and tension.
Mhm.
Powerful cleanses of the psychic smog created within your aura. It's a
Interesting.
it's a strong psychic protection
Mhm.
and also the root chakra, which I keep telling you.
So
I
that makes,
wasn't even looking for that.
yeah, that's, I don't know, it's a very interesting connection. But something you
Protection of
guys have to remember is if you wear a stone like that to collect all this negativity and all these attacks, you have to cleanse it.
mhm.
Or else you are wearing a big, huge negative necklace that's right on your chest after a while. So you want to
Genie in the
cleanse
bottle.
your stones. Um, you can sage them, you can stick them in the sunlight, you can stick them in a bowl of salt, you can
Not
put them in
all
the moon.
stones. You have to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, look up the stone and see because they are all different. Some are like kind of soft, or like you can't put certain ones in water, like Terry's talked about before.
Mhm,
But make sure you cleanse them.
mhm.
And the psychic
You
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
What
could
do you say?
put, which is what I do, in the middle of where my jewelry is or my stones are, there's always a citrine. Citrine is a
Hmm,
natural cleanser. So if
that's a
it's
great
just sitting
idea.
in the bowl, like if you have a bowl of your
Mhm.
rings or stones or your jewelry box, put the citrine in it.
Yep.
So, but so certain stones, like my water bottle stones, I will put
Mhm.
them in the window on a new moon, full moon, or whatever. And as I'm drinking it,
Mhm.
I give it that intent of
Mhm.
whatever I'm letting go of or whatever I'm trying to manifest.
Nice. That's a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
And I never really thought about psychic attack before, but years
Mhm.
ago, I was like cooking food in my kitchen. I'm just making dinner. Do 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 do. Was thinking about something at work, something I wanted to do better, whatever. And a friend called me and she said, "Hey, Amanda, I was practicing getting into people's heads And let me just check, is this what you were just doing? Were you like doing something in the kitchen and then thinking about how you could do something better, like for a project or something? And I said, yeah,
Oh,
actually
fuck.
that is what I was doing and thinking. And she's like, wow, you're such a good person. I didn't know what I would find when I go into people's heads. And I was like,
What?
I mean, it was I wasn't like,
Invasion of your privacy
it
for
was just an
real.
invasion of my privacy. And so after that, I was like, whoa, I didn't even realize this was something I needed to think about. And it wasn't an attack, but it was something I don't want. And
Mhm,
so, I don't know how you would know that's happening. I didn't really
mhm,
have an indication. Occasionally I don't get headaches or migraines. Like,
mhm.
I'm just not a headache person, right? But
Okay, knock on wood.
occasionally, yeah, once a year or twice a year, I'll get a migraine. That's it. But I can usually make it go away without taking anything. Ooh, which is a topic we should talk about. There's this breathing exercise I do with this energy, takes it away every time. It's like magic. But, anyways, occasionally I will get like a little pain right on my forehead. And I do sometimes wonder, like, is that not for long periods of time? I mean, it's been years, but I'm like, maybe
Mm,
that's like an indication of like someone trying to
mhm.
get in your head or something. I don't know, but just something to think about. Kind of
Absolutely.
creep me
But I
out.
would say, since our body likes to tell us things, I would say as soon as you got that thing, I'd bubble up in a minute. And I would say, if this is
Oh,
someone
yeah.
in my head or in my field, then I need to bubble up, and you can send that right back to them. Just say, you're not getting in here. So maybe it's
Mhm.
just your little thought process to turn on your bubble. Um,
Oh, that's a good way to think about it. And you guys, I did want to mention a stone that I've used for years for protection while I'm sleeping, and it's Labradorite. And I actually have a ring I would wear all the time, but I have one that I keep by the bed. And I do this when I'm sleeping because I'm really a lucid dreamer who kind of travels a lot, and I'm in a lot of different places. And sometimes there's things there that don't want me there. And so I've had a lot of like
mhm,
crazy interactions in my dream world. And I've noticed keeping stones by my bed really does help. The other stone that I use is amethyst. But
mm,
labradorite is a really good protection stone.
mhm,
And so that's what I use. And I love the way it looks.
mhm. When you said bed, I was sitting there going, oh shit, do I have anything in my bed? I do. I have a piece about this big
Mm-hmm.
of tourmaline, raw tourmaline in my bed.
Nice.
And recently, I've just added a spear. It's about this big of obsidian, but I use it to
Ooh.
scry in.
Oh,
So I use it
cool.
for scrying because obsidian, you can get obsidian plates or you can get bigger pieces of obsidian and
Will you
try to
tell
scry.
people what that is?
So scrying is that you would look and gaze into something and just kind of get lost in it and
Mhm.
let the pictures or the colors emerge inside. Sometimes there's messages. I had a reading uh, eons ago before I met the husband of a lady that honestly had, thinking about how long ago that was, she had a black table, a black table.
Oh, yeah.
And, honestly, she used to chain smoke, and she'd blow the smoke in it, so there's, like, all
Ooh, I
this.
remember, I think you told that story. Ew, what a stinky reading.
It was, I didn't want I mean, I was even a smoker, and it was disgusting. I mean, that was should have been my cue to quit, but
Oh my
that she
god,
could
what a
see things in
weird
a different
reading.
way. Yeah. So, obsidian, that's in my ball, that's what I use it for. Um, I think I'd like to have a bigger one, but dude, those are so expensive.
Oh, it's getting so expensive. And for those of you that want crystals that don't have any, there is usually like some crystal fairs or
Mhm,
stone fairs where you can get okay prices, you
mhm.
know,
I
have
like to
vendors
go to
from all
the one
over.
if you're local, I love the one that they put out in Monroe. It's
I haven't been to
huge. It's
that.
like it's the gem show. I think there's one in Everett.
Yeah, I've been to
But there
Everett.
are stores that have good stones,
Mhm.
and I don't think they're gouging you, but anything big is you're gonna get gouged. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Oh, or Arizona, they have this rock and gem show, and I'm thinking, dude, I couldn't fly there. I'd have to take the truck, right?
Why? Why can't you
Because I would
fly?
have to buy so many big pieces there. It is so cheaper there. Everyone
Really?
goes. I think this is how they
Oh.
get their stuff for their stores, right? And
Yep.
it's just like another bucket list thing, another bucket list thing. And one of these
Yep.
days, we'll
Yep.
just take a road trip and fill the truck up.
Gotcha. Oh, one more thing before we move on to an activity.
Okay.
If you are feeling overwhelmed, like chaos, negativity from everywhere in your life, and you just need like a quick fix me up, whatever, go take your shoes off and go stand in the grass somewhere and just stand there for 2 minutes.
Mhm.
Just get grounded. And I'm a pretty calm person, but there are some times where things get so chaotic and then my mind is going and I'm just like, I don't even know what to do with myself. And so in a time like that, I'm like, okay, just go out to the grass, just stand or the dirt or the sand or whatever you have and just ground yourself. And it will
Mhm.
help dispel the crazy. And then you can go, okay, now let me think about what I need to do. So,
I'm lucky to have a creek. And so when
mhm,
it's in the summer, it's really low. And it's a little warmer, but it's still cold. But I
mhm.
will, and it's kind of like you have to kind of climb down the little tiny bank, but I'll slide down that bank and I'll just walk in it and just walk up and down in it. Yeah, that's win win.
Yeah.
So, for
Mhm.
those of you that are looking at this video and they're thinking, what is going on with Terry's eyes? Because, well, first of all, I have a camera issue to where I'm supposed to look and I'm never sure where it's at. But whatever. But because of our exercise, I have been, while Amanda's been talking, I have been staring at her. So, I don't know where my eyes are on the camera doing that, but that's what Terry's doing over here is seeing all this stuff that's popping up. So that
Hmm.
moves us right into auras. And how do we see them? Right?
Hmm.
Are we ready for this?
Sure.
Okay, fine. So in the beginning, I used to see colors around people before, again, that I knew I was a medium. Um, and it was just that people, I would go to like demonstrations where people would be doing mediumship. And then while that person was up there with the medium, I would just stare past them. So, in a sense, energy, we're all energy. And we have this energy field that we have. Animals have it, trees have it, plants have it. There's a lot of things that have it. So, what we have to do is be able to shift our gaze past what we're looking at. Okay.
Hmm.
And that was something that I seen a lot of. And I remember one time, and we'll get into some of the colors afterwards. I just didn't want to be, I didn't want to be tainted when I saw whatever I was seeing on you. So I wanted to read
Yeah.
first.
Okay.
So this is why we have the backdrop wall. And so what you need to do is you could look at Amanda, you could look at me, you could leave it in the comments and tell us what you saw. But when I look at Amanda, I'm not looking at her face. I'm literally trying to look past her. And I look at your face, I don't see anything past you. So I just kind of like when you're driving down the road, which this is not safe, don't do this. But when you're driving down the road, you kind of get in that fog bank, where you're just on autopilot and you're driving. It's kind of like that. Sometimes you have to soften your eyes, and sometimes you just look at somebody and think, "Oh my God, what is that?" So one
Mm.
time in when I was practicing this, or I didn't even know I was practicing, I was just doing it. I saw this really dark shadow mixed with red, right?
Ooh. Ew.
And I was like, "Oh, I've never seen that color before. I don't know what that is." But when we get to the colors, I'll explain what I thought it was. And then later on, how I got validated, but I'd never seen something like that before. Um, Oddly enough, sometimes, rarely, if I'm really staring, and you're talking long enough, I could almost see things in them. You know how I cloud gaze?
Yeah.
Sometimes I could see things in them, very rarely. But um, the trees is someone said, "Oh, you can see energy auras. Can you see the energy of the trees?" And I said, "No." They said, "Do the same thing." And
Mm.
so now when I go down the freeway, it does I don't even have to look for it anymore. It's just like everything is glowing. It's
Mhm.
everything is glowing. And so it might be red. It might be no, sorry. It's not gonna be red. It's not. Well, it's not a tree. A tree is not red. So so
Red
white
isn't necessarily bad, you guys. Just but they won't all be red.
will be red. The majority of the colors that I see normally is usually whites or golds or silvers, greens, blues. And honestly,
Mm.
all the colors usually balance out with the chakras.
Mm.
So I guess that red person I saw would have been the root chakra, but I don't know where you would have gotten that black smoky color, you know?
Mm.
So,
Well,
anyways,
and yeah, red, yeah, is the root chakra, and so that could red, orange, it's creative, passionate. It could
mhm,
be, maybe someone who's an artist, maybe someone who's really strong personality, like a very strong will, determined. It just depends.
mhm.
And it can change a lot too. Your
Yeah,
colors
because
can
you could be
change.
mad and
Yeah.
then or sad, or you're withdrawn, or you're just
Mhm.
wanting to be like Les and suck everything in. So
Mhm.
his aura is going to be very small,
Mhm.
shake it off, bring it up,
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
get that energy going. I think that depends on how big you see.
Yeah.
If you're mad and you're upset and I'm trying to see your aura, it's probably going to be really hard to see. It doesn't mean that it's not
Right, because
there.
it's, like,
I just
closer to your
closer.
body instead
Mhm,
of big and
mhm.
out.
Do you remember when we did the dowsing rods
Mhm.
and you said, "Make your energy big or happy"? Well, that
Mhm.
was the same thing. That was an aura type of thing. And then you said, "Bring it back in," and it came back in.
Mhm.
It's the same thing. I think
Yeah.
it is. So,
Yeah.
wanna try?
Yeah. I was actually staring at you the whole time you were talking,
Okay, cool.
trying.
What'd you get? Or did you not?
Well, for those of you at home who wanna try, like Terry said, just look at us, soften your eyes, try and gaze past us, and that's why the backgrounds are blank because it's easier to see.
Mhm.
So take a minute and do that if you want to try it. Oops, didn't mean to shake my camera. And so pause if you want. Okay,
Pausing.
ready?
Okay,
Pausing, I
I'm
guess
gonna
maybe
stare
wouldn't
at
work.
you for a few minutes, and you can stare at me, okay?
Okay, okay.
Okay.
But we can't have dead silence.
Dead
So,
silence? Okay, you can keep talking if you
okay.
want, or
So stare at me and
oh, sit back. Whoa. Okay, stay there.
okay.
Because when you were up close, I
Yeah.
really couldn't see it.
Mm.
The moment that you went back against the wall, it became a halo. It went like this.
Oh, cool.
Um, and when I look at it, I see sometimes I can see several different colors. I do see white. Mm, could it be silver? I don't know because of the wall color. So those are similar colors, but I do see some blue in it and a tint of what I would call pink. So blue and pink. It's almost turquoise. It's
Mm.
almost turquoise. Turquoise is not one of my colors, but that would be between blue and green.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but when I look at it, it's like, okay, humor me for a moment and just think of the happiest thing ever.
I gotta close my eyes. It's
Okay, go
easier.
ahead. When you are thinking this, I watched it expand And it also goes over your chair and over your shoulder, which is
Mm.
sometimes I only see around the head, but this I could
Oh.
see that it's over your shoulders as well.
Oh, cool.
Um, I just wanted to play with it to see because
Yeah.
when we had talked about doing this before, I said, oh, I got to be with you. I want to be with you. But anymore, I'm just thinking, I keep thinking that something has to be a certain way just
Mhm.
because, like, who knew we could read pets, right? And who thought
Mhm.
we could just read a picture, so you don't know until you try. So it's really nice. It's nice. You have a nice aura. But that doesn't
Thanks.
surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. So,
Thank
if
you.
anybody out there sees something different in Amanda's aura, feel free to leave it in the comments and we'll look it up and see what it means. For
Mhm.
many years and times that I would see stuff that I'd say, "Oh my God, your aura is like hella purple." And then they
Mm.
would say, "Well, what does it mean?" I'm like, "Pff, I don't know, but you got it." So you're just like, I don't know. It's not my forte. There's,
Mm.
you can buy cameras that show you the colors, but then you have to read them. I think it's like a psychic reading in itself,
Mm.
but it's
Mhm.
your energy.
Well, they do have those machines too, where you sit, you put your hands on it, you take a deep breath. I used to
Mhm.
go to a yoga place, the the body and the brain, and they have
Mm,
a aura machine. And
mhm,
the teacher would say, "Do it now before we do yoga, and
mm.
then after class, come do it and compare the two." And it
See?
was always really interesting. And so, okay, Terri, I was staring at you, and what I'm seeing, I can't see very much, like between your shirt and the couch and the headphones. But what I do see is blue, this light blue. And then I also
Mhm,
get a sense of yellow. But then I also see feathers like of a wing. I see feathers like above your like wings right here, not on your body, but just around you. Very
mhm.
fluffy white feathers. What is it? What does that mean?
Because I think that's funny because I've had people who have stopped me and said, "Do you know that you have feathers in your aura?"
Stop. That's
And I'm like
hilarious.
and I'm like, "What the fuck? How the hell do I have feathers in my aura? What the hell does that mean?" Right? But their next words are, and I don't like it, but it's almost an angelic thing. So it's like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have this, and then they say it's white, but they
Hmm.
tell me that they're lined in gold.
Ooh, I didn't see gold, but that's cool.
Sometimes, but you've got yellow. And
Yeah.
depending on that's a fine line. So it's like a fine line to me between silver and white.
Okay.
Even in um, readings or in um, when I precog and I see something in a dream or something, the color is often twisted for me.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because they're too similar to me. But that's interesting.
Okay.
We should check out our answers.
Yeah.
Feathers. I'm like, no, she didn't just say feathers.
Yeah, it's like I wasn't trying to see like a something besides colors, but it was just feathers. And
Yeah.
they're fluffy and beautiful. And it's like they're around you like wings, but they're not necessarily I don't see them as your wings. I
Mhm,
just see them like above and around you. It's
mhm.
interesting.
So I'm going to tell you something even stranger about that is because as we were talking and I told you somebody's with me, remember
Mhm.
before we began, it's
Yeah.
not in our recording. I said, someone is with us. And I wanted to say, who's Andrew? Who's Alex? Where's the A name? And then I kind of felt like, that's not what we're showing you. Well,
Mm.
that A name is my sign for angel wings. Not saying that I have angel wings
Oh.
at all. I don't. But I'm saying when we were talking about it, I was getting hit. I'm like, dude, I'm not talking to anybody but Amanda. We're not trying to put out a reading, right? But I don't know why this was my sensation. In
Yeah.
my when I'm doing readings, it feels like honest to God angel wings that are in me, and they feel like I just want to broaden my chest or something. That's my sign for
Yeah.
airplanes or A names or Alaska, Arizona. It's usually there, but it's usually I'm looking for an A name
Okay.
or feathers, or they find feathers.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because
Which is
before we started recording, Terry said, "Oh man, somebody's here. Why are they here right now? I'm not doing a reading."
mhm. I know. This is not going to happen today. It's not.
Oh, that's
So
funny.
let's look at our colors. So again, they're like chakra colors. Um, what did you say? What did I say? I said blue and I said green. What did I say? You had the white, the pink, and they almost were like a on top of each other, like a rainbow ish,
Mm,
but
mhm,
obviously not in the proper order. So I have the blue. Blue is obviously throat, which means they're intuitive, they're spiritual, and they're a free thinker.
mm. That's
So
true.
this would be for you. This is what I get for you. But I'm
Mhm,
going to bounce it up with the green because the green is the heart chakra. Normally you would think that pink is, but in the chakra system, it's green.
mhm,
It's social, a communicator, a
mm,
nurturing self love, either in love or is kind and loving.
mm,
Boom,
mhm,
boom, and yeah, right?
mhm.
What did I say? That was teal green, give you that. And then pink. Oh my God, there's not pink in my book. Oh, there is. Pink. This is usually, oddly enough, it's not one I see a lot, but it says it's the
Mm,
most dominant one that you'll see. It's
really?
they like to say it's part of the heart chakra. It can be, sometimes what's that stone that you got me? It's a little bit of pink and a little bit of something else.
Yeah.
They live
Mhm,
from the heart,
mm.
kindness, caring, and loving.
Oh, nice.
So the white says well balanced again, calm. I think you're a calm person, open to
Yeah.
possibilities.
Mhm,
They also are prone to taking on others' energy.
mm.
You
That's why
are
we need our
empathic.
protection stuff. Yep.
That makes sense. And that makes
Yep.
sense. And I thought, and it was the last one that I wrote, and I said, huh, no, we're talking about protection today. Kind of
Yep.
like spirit gave it to me, and then oh gosh, yeah, I kind of get the goosey bumps.
Yeah,
So
and
that
then you had blue, and I saw yellow.
yes, blue
What's
and yellow.
yellow?
Yellow is oddly enough solar plexus, creative, relaxed, friendly, um, happy, and something with self-esteem,
Hmm.
which I
Does
think
it
I
have
lack.
gold?
Yeah. No, let me see. Does it have gold? Should have had gold. I never did find the gold. I didn't. In the past, when I've had readings and someone sees gold, it's usually spiritual.
Hmm.
Um, so let me tell you. So those were that. I don't have a definition for feathers. I'm just telling you. Those were white. So
Right.
white, well balanced, calm, open to possibilities. They also are prone to taking on others' energies. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
ding ding, right? That just went out the window. God forbid let Terry do that. Um, but I want to talk really quickly about some of the colors. And one time back in the day, God, I'm really dating myself. When I'm a hairdresser and I was working and I had mood polish on. And at the time it was Rosie O'Donnell's PMS polish.
I did not know that was a thing.
Dude,
That's
I still
hilarious.
have 2 bottles of it. I wonder if they're worth something. But she came out with this mood polish, and you just put it in, and it kind of changes colors to hot to cold. So if you had longer nails, the tips were kind of ombre-ish. I just really loved that look. And
Mhm.
so the guy, his wife is sitting right next to my station, and the guy turns around and he's like, can I ask you a strange question. I said, sure. And he goes, are your fingernails changing colors? Well, yeah, I'm the bottle of water and I'm running my fingers through his hair. I don't know how he caught it. And I said, yeah, it's called PMS polish. Well, it really was called PMS polish. And the lady on the other side goes, bullshit. And I was like, so if they turn black, I highly suggest getting out of my chair. But I've never seen PMS polish that was black. But I'll never forget that because the wife is over there going, oh, that's bullshit. And then I was like, well, if they turn black, get out of my chair. But because black is negative, right? So if you're being negative and my fingernails turn black, I guess you should leave. You're going to end up with a different haircut.
Yeah. So if you sent someone with like the black and brown or muddy red, like not bright colors, like thick gloomy colors.
When I was reading that person and it was reddish, and I mean literally, it wasn't pink, it was red, but then there was this black gray tint to it or whatever. I had to ask the person, is this a new partner or something? And they said, well, yeah, we just started kind of dating. And I said, angry person? She goes, no. I said, kind of like maybe happy, maybe mad? She says, oh no. And I said, kind of negative? She says, no. Oh, well, I don't know my colors. That's good. That's fine. Like 3 weeks later, she sends me an email and says, oh my God, Terri, he was so bipolar. She said he was so mean to me. She says he had such a dark side to him. It was scary. And at the time she wrote it, to be honest, I was like, why is she telling me this? I don't even know what she's talking about.
Right. Because that probably stuck in her head. Like, why is she asking me these questions?
They broke up. Yeah, they met on a dating site.
Yeah, and you just don't know who you're dating. It takes time, to get to know people. But there is someone that I know or
True colors.
used to know. Yeah, exactly. And they would get really mean and their eyes would go a darker color. Dark.
Oh, that's
creepy. It was really creepy.
That is creepy.
When they were like intense and mean, it was just like, oh, is someone in there? Is someone else in there? Like changing your eye color? Like, I don't understand how this works, but it's creepy. So sign out there, guys. Red flag. If somebody's eyeballs change to a dark color when they're mean to you, back away.
Far away. So just silver is strength of clarity, focus and true colors, of purity. Brown is analytical, logical, practical, nature, melancholy. Black was negative feelings around a person's being. Not that, that's just what if they're getting that psychic attack or someone is sucking in or you are empathic and you've absorbed this. It doesn't mean that you're negative. You could be, but it also could mean what you have allowed to come into your bubble. Sage your bubble, take an Epsom salt bath, go out in nature.
That's a great protection. Yeah. And way to release stuff. Epsom salt bath.
Like in the mornings when I take a shower and I get ready for my day, I do an aura chakra meditation before I start my day. And then I send it all the way through out into the bathtub to Mother Earth, to her roots, and gone it goes. Or I'm attached, right? I attach it. I always tie a bow to Mother Earth because I don't want to be connected to her at all times. So a bow can come untied when you're done, right? That was white, black, brown, silver, pink. Red is the root chakra, well-grounded, energetic, strong-willed. Sometimes it's lowest energy. But this is just one person's opinion where I kind of gathered these. I bet if I looked in another book, there's a plethora of them.
There's so much. Because
it's
on
a
that
matter of
opinion, it had really like white could be the beginning of a new color. You know what I mean? It could be the origins of it changing into some. There's so many like
Kind of like a prism.
interpretations.
Prism came to mind when you said that. As soon as you
Mm,
said that, I was thinking, huh, changing into a new person. That'd be kind of rebirth, rechanging, more sparkly, whatever.
yeah.
Indigo was the third eye. Purple was high energy crown.
And you know what's funny is as you said purple, I saw purple behind you
Mm,
on the left side of you. That's weird
mm,
because I didn't see that before. Anyways, it popped
yeah.
out while you were saying it.
Yeah. So now you can drive around and practice. Just walk outside and look at your tree and
Mm.
look past your tree. So this is my tree. I just want to look here. I want to see you, see the tree, but I want to look right past it. I want to look right past you, but I don't want to go around you. So I want you to stay still and then I want to look past you.
Okay.
It's probably the easiest thing that I've ever thought that I could teach somebody, right?
Yeah.
I can't do that. I can't do that. Oh, yeah, you can. Watch. You could do this. And now I see, now I see that I could do it through the screen.
Right. That's crazy. Yeah.
Mhm.
You thought everything had to be in person for most
I
things,
do.
it seems
I
like.
do.
Yeah. And I
Mhm.
guess it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Thanks,
Our,
COVID, right?
yeah. Our powers go through electronics. Just kidding.
Right. Pictures,
Yeah.
whatever.
Anyways, guys, we're going to wrap up the show. Thank you for being here with us today. We super appreciate you and hope you enjoyed the topic today.
Yeah. And from my heart to yours, I love you. Enjoy your weather.
Mwah.